I was privileged to be able to go to the Swedish language camp, as Donna explained, that it's through the Moorhead, Concordia College in Moorhead. Sorry. The Swedish language village is through Concordia University, but it's a separate.
It's on. You have to go close.
Okay. Sorry. This is Show London, and as Donna explained, it is a part of the Swedish language, a part of the Concordia language villages. And there is a sign that enters, as Donna was saying, from the Solampe to Sjölanden is a path, and this is the start of the Sjölanden buildings. This is the huvudbyggnaden med klassrummet och matsal. So this is the building that is the classrooms and the dining hall. And you can see how intricately it was built. It's just beautiful with so much extra than just a plain old building. It's really spectacular. This is the matsal, matsalen. And you can see how beautifully the beams and such are just lovely. I just am taken aback by beautiful craftsmanship. This is one of the buildings, the Stuga in Sjölanden. I stayed in this building, in this one. This is the little dormitory. Would hold 32 young people, but as adults, we each got our own little cubby hole. That there would have been four people, 4 bunks in this little area, but of course, for the adults, we got to have one in a bunk room of 4, and then we each had a little closet, and there was, of course, a shower and bathrooms attached. But also you can see how beautifully they were done. They're just, the craftsmanship of the whole place is wonderful. These are some of the older bunkhouses. They all have different names. They all have Swedish names for all the provinces in Swedish. Here's breakfast. Again, the cabinets in the back are just beautiful. But you can see we have a smorgasbord for breakfast and lots of coffee. And there was always a crowd at the coffee urns. Then right away in the morning, we would get together and have a morning hauling, where we raise the flag, the Swedish flag, and that's sort of cut off, but it's just always fun. We sing, just like we did today. We sing songs. And here's one of the instructors, one of our faves. And we always sang an extra song that helped with the language. So you would kind of get an idea what some of the words would mean and how to put sentences together even through these songs. And this is our friend Carl Anders, and he's just a real gem of a guy. And then we would go and have a meeting in the morning, educational meeting. This is the group. This gal, Kirsten, her and her twin sister in the yellow are originally from Duluth. One of them lives in St. Paul, but one of them lives here. The people are from all over the country. There's people from California and Rhode Island and Twin Cities, of course, and one lady's from Georgia, and another one's from Alabama, Texas. They're come from all over. She's from Alabama. And then we go into our first classroom. This was one of the teachers that I had. She taught kind of the, I was in a class with probably two advanced students. I should have been in the lower class, but you know, it was fun anyway. So, and here's one of the more simpler classes just to help with sentence structure, you know, and question words. So, and there's our Donna at Fika. So we would have our classroom in the morning and then have Fika and go back to class and then have lunch and then go back to class and then have Fika. So it's a lot of Fika. And this is Victoria. She's sort of the leader of the whole gang. And she is, she's a boss. Well, you do what Victoria says. But she always is directing everybody, and she is has the heart of she has a huge heart, and she's just gives a lot to the village, and a lot to all the people that come year after year after year. And here's Carl Anders again. At lunch or after every meal, after they've served, the kitchen staff is given a big thank you with, and then we call them out and they come and take a bow. But one of the evening activities was making different kinds, Olika Poppercockers. We did that one evening, so people are divided up into groups, and so with Fika, you should have 7 different types of cookies, so all of us were divided into 7 groups, and we each made a different kind of cookie to have on the Fika plate. And there's our friend from Duluth. And her twin sister, you can see her in the yellow in the end, and then Kirsten here at the beginning, and Donna in the middle. And that was after we got to all sample our cookies. Then we went to the bibliothèque. One of the nights, and did sort of finding different books on different subjects, and all the books are in Swedish, so we had to really find and really kind of look for the subject matter that they had wanted us to find. So it was just sort of a fun scramble to find the different books. Then one of the afternoon activities that a person could choose is carving. So these gentlemen were there to help people do carving and not to cut our fingers off. So in the next picture you'll see each one of us has these metal gloves on, and that's to protect our hands from, cutting our fingers off. But they had us made a bird, or last year some of them made little pigs, and of course it's on the road to maybe making a dollar horse. Then one of the evenings we sat around the fire, and it's just beautiful. The grounds are just beautiful. So they have this beautiful fire pit, and it was just a great time. This is a picture from last spring. again, some of the same instructors at the fire pit area, but you can see the lake behind. So the last evening, we have a banquet, and this is Victoria making something extra special. We all had like a 3 or 4 course dinner, and many people were dressed up in traditional costumes, and just a lovely way to send everybody off. And different people gave presentations, just of some interest that they had. And then you can see Victoria is playing a nickel harp. And she actually plays in different groups and goes around various places and plays. So she's quite good at it. And there's Donna. Donna got her 25-year award, so yay, she's been there 25 years. Longevity award. And last year, somebody was there.
There had never been a villager at any of the Concordia language villages who had been there 25 years until 2 years ago. And then now there have been 4 of us, and we're all in the Show London program.
Yeah.
That's across Norwegian, Finnish, anything else. Nobody's ever been there 25 years.
Yeah. So that's a testament to how fabulous it is. Yeah, so it's the Show London, like I said, all the villages, as Donna was saying, are around the lake, Turtle Lake, and it's a part of the Turtle River in northeast of Bemidji. And Donna explained that there were different villages. So here's the German village. Now they have spectacular buildings. I mean, these are full-scale buildings. I was just so impressed by the whole thing. Like, here's the Spanish camp, and they have a huge courtyard with buildings all the way around it. Spectacular. Here's a little Sami hut. And a French chateau. Can you believe it? But, I mean, that just blew me away when I saw that. It's just beautiful. And here's the Norwegian building. Now, it is the oldest one. They said this is probably the one that'll need to be replaced sooner rather than some of the other ones. But the whole ceiling is rose malt. It's just spectacular. And here's a bibliothèque, which is the library in Show London. So the Show London buildings, there's 5 buildings, one including a weaving studio, and they're all in this style of architecture.
And you had some visitors there.
The turkeys for dinner.
And the turkeys, we could have had turkey dinner, you know. And there's the Salalampe building. Of course, we share it with the Finnish people. And it's just a magical place. And tack for the stipendiate till Show London so that's it.
Thank you, Candace. That was very good. A few years ago, I read a story in a non-car magazine about car activity in Kiruna. Kiruna is, see if I can, probably right up there in Lapland, way up north. And in Kiruna is an iron mine, and it's evidently the largest underground iron mine in the world. And it's been operating for many years, and they are very deep. I believe they're more than a mile deep digging ore out of there. Well, a few years ago, some of the buildings in town started to experience cracking, settling, that type of thing, and they were above the mine, and so the company, the government, the town realized that something had to be done. And in this area of the world, I grew up on the Iron Range, and they do this same thing up on the Iron Range, or they have done that. They moved towns so they could get at the ore. One of the examples would be Hibbing. Probably between 1919 and 1921, they had a big project to move Hibbing so that they could get at the ore. I know that Bowabic has been moved. There used to be a town called Masaba. There are a bunch of different locations on the Iron Range that moved so that they could get at the ore. So at any rate, Kiruna has been working at this project for about 10 years, and moving buildings, tearing buildings down and rebuilding. But this church, the Kiruna church, is more than 100 years old. They were not going to tear this down. It needed to be moved. So I've got a real short video clip that tells a little bit about it. There's subtitles. Some people are speaking in Swedish. There's some in English that tells what's going on. But we'll watch this video, and then it'll be fika. This will be a short one. So, Candace, you want to hit the start button?
To be moved in a decades-long project to relocate the city, which is estimated to cost about $2 billion. And not during our own bell, but this says a lot about what Swedes will do to protect their heritage.
Jag har bott här i stan i 40 år och sett kyrkan varenda dag egentligen. Nu har jag flyttat in till nya stan. Kyrkan kommer dit faktiskt. Jag kommer se den från köksfönstret även i fortsättningen. Förhoppningsvis resten av mitt liv.
Are we through with the whole minute and 15 seconds? So anyway, this is as this shows, it's a huge project. This is extremely short. There's more that you can find on YouTube, but in order to download this and whatever, I couldn't use anything that was copyrighted. So this we pulled off of a clip, and there it is. But it shows that that building, the church, the kyrka. I think it said how many tons it was, 670 tons, something like that. Huge, huge. And they had monitors inside, people making sure that nothing moved, that nothing was ruined, and so forth. But this was just a huge, huge project. They moved that church 5 kilometers. So probably we'll call it about 3 miles. So that's quite an undertaking to make sure the roads were clear. There was a lot of clearing of trees and so forth that had to be done. So, yeah.
So 10 years ago, in 2015, Betty Selness and I were with the girls' choir from the Swedish Institute, and we sang in that church. And at that point, they were debating how they were going to make the move. They were actually talking at that point of taking it apart, numbering the pieces and putting it back together. And so I've been following it for a long time. But the interior, it's all timber frame construction. It's absolutely gorgeous. And the acoustics were delightful.
So, thank you. Yeah, that's pretty cool that you've been there. Yeah.
How did they get it up? Whatever it sounded.
I'm sure they had some type of hydraulic equipment, jacks, that type of thing to start getting it up. But it all had to be orchestrated quite evenly to get it taken care of.
What's it made out of? Wood
It must be mostly wood.
It's timber frame, big beams on the inside, but then I'm assuming there's stone. I think it must be a mix.
It looks like there's some stone on the outside too, yeah.
So were there other buildings in the town that had to be moved also?
There were some that were moved, there were some that were torn down and rebuilt. There was a Scandic hotel, and that was torn down, and they built a new one, and that one is an extremely modern, quite a fancy hotel.
So are all the people moved out of the town now, or are they?
Not out of the town. I think they're getting close to being done with the project.
The
With
church will open back up around the end of this year.
that everything should be done.
The church,
The church itself, okay. I think they're getting close to being done with the moving and relocating and rebuilding.
How do you spell that city?
Kiruna. And it's also in your program.
Oh, I see it.
No, okay. No, that's okay. That's okay. I'm pretty blind myself most of the time. Any other questions? Okay, we'll get ready for fika.